afternoon, everybody. It's your host, Bear Evans with Lil Mike Fight Night, and today I am not in my garage studio. I am actually in my home office. My AC in my garage is broken. Getting that fixed next week, but we have an awesome video. Today we're going to be going over KHABIB'S teammate was involved in a Dagestani terror attack, and also we're going to be going over Alexander Volkanovski, how he put his hat or his name in the hat to go ahead and be the backup fighter for UFC 303 Chandler versus McGregor before McGregor pulled out. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right into KHABIB'S teammate, and let's go ahead and click play.
Dagestan attack. On Sunday, gunmen launched a coordinated attack on churches and synagogues across two cities in Dagestan, a predominantly Muslim republic in Russia's southern region. The assailants set fire to a synagogue after shooting police officers who were guarding it. They also executed a Russian priest and attacked several police posts, resulting in the death of at least 15 law enforcement officers. The total number of civilian casualties remains unclear. Gadzimurad Kagirov, an MMA fighter affiliated with Khabib Nurmagomedov and his late father Abdul Manap, was among the militants killed. Khabib posted the following statement to his Instagram page: "My condolences to all relatives and friends of the victims. May Allah save us all from such situations and grant us a peaceful sky over our heads. Take care of yourself and your loved ones, and let everyone look around themselves and around their children with whom they interact with and who is around them. Educating souls is more important than educating bodies. Dagestan."
Connor was right all along. Oh my gosh. I'm not endorsing that. But guys, if some of the best beefs, let's ask. First comment we're going to drop down below to continuing the dialogue. I love the community y'all are building. First question, who had the best beef? I'm going to say Daniel Cormier, John Jones versus Conor McGregor and freaking Khabib. Also, though, there's Conor McGregor versus Faber in the Ultimate Fighter. That was freaking awesome, too. But I have to say, in terms of, like, violence, Khabib and brawling, Khabib versus Conor McGregor, the best beef of all time. Obviously, Dylan Danis was a huge part involved in that, being Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu guy. That played out really well. Well, actually, Conor McGregor had really good success in that fight. He put on one of the biggest hurtings to Khabib, had some of the best takedown defense for someone fighting Khabib at the time. But at the end of the day, Khabib is an animal. He is an absolute savage. He does not stop with instead of doing a single leg how Islam does, he always goes for the double leg and just does not stop consistently attacking for that double leg. If he grabs your foot or grabs a single, he's going to keep going until he gets a takedown, guys. But yeah, interesting. Khabib's playing it off. Educating, souls is better over educating bodies. Make sure you know who your kids are hanging out with. I'm like, bro, it's like your teammate, you know what I mean? The gym your father runs in Dagestan, your hometown with who you grew up with. So there's a few things I want to point out here. First off, I don't think necessarily Khabib did anything wrong. People here on America, the word terror, IST, I don't want YouTube to demonetize me, but that word really is amplified here in America, especially post-2001. And, Dagestan is a very small, tight-knit fighting community, so basically everyone who's a fighter is going to know everyone in Dagestan. Khabib's coach is like the premier guy in Dagestan. Khabib's dad was like the premier guy in Dagestan, very respected trainer. Obviously, he's now Khabib's late father. He passed away, rest in peace. But what I'm trying to say is in Dagestan, really all there is to do is climb mountains or fight. You know what I mean? So fighting is really the only thing to do. We see a lot of wrestling-dominant people, and then also, like with Sarah Magomedov from Dagestan, we're now seeing kickboxers as well being produced from that region. So, also another thing is, remember guys, this isn't a UFC guy. He never probably was going to fight in the UFC. Khabib has his own Eagle FC, his own promotion. He's training his own guys. He's got his own thing going on where the legalities and all the stuff doesn't matter. I have no idea what the Dagestani attack was, if it was on innocent kids, yada, yada, yada. But to me, I thought it was interesting, something I'd play there. Obviously, I see a lot of the comments that a lot of negativity talk about Khabib. Guys, listen. If you're watching my audience, I know the average audience based on my analytics is 30 to 45-year-old males, except for the one female and the one below 18-year-old I have watching. Shout out to y'all too. But for the majority of my viewers over here in America or in let's say, first world countries, it's a lot different to sit up here and to judge versus Dagestan where there's no running food, no running water, no food. You gotta fight for everything you have. You know, you're walking miles up freaking mountains to get to places. You're in villages with literally no electricity or water. Remember when Khabib was rising up and we were watching him as he's going to his village where he first lived, and you just saw like the hut and shack type situation. So I'm not a newscaster or anything like that. I don't think Khabib obviously did anything wrong. I pray for anyone, if there was children or women or innocent men involved that were victims of this tragedy. So let's go ahead and get on a more positive note. Drop your comments down below though too if you know anything more about this. I know his teammate fights in Eagle FC, which is Khabib's promotion, but besides that, that's really all I could dig up on it. Let's go ahead and talk about Alexander Volkanovski now. Reveals the UFC rejected his 303 offer before McGregor dropped out.
Rejected his UFC 303 offer. After McGregor was forced out of his bout against Michael Chandler due to an injury, Volkanovski threw his name in the hat, offering to step in on short notice and compete at UFC 303's main event. In a recent YouTube video, Volk shared some more details on the situation and revealed that the UFC told him to take a break from fighting.
303 this weekend. A lot happened with this card. Obviously Conor McGregor was meant to be on it. I did put my hand up. I said, you need a guy. I got told, obviously we all heard the whispers like you did. You know, heard whispers that, you know, they were looking for someone to maybe replace him. So I was like, hey, if you need someone, you know a guy. So I did put my hand up. Obviously seen that some people put that up, so it got out there. Some people think I'm mad, but hey, I'm back into training now and excited to get back in there. So that's all it takes, you know, just a little thing like that, and I put my hand up. But it wasn't me. I didn't get the call back. The UFC were like, oh no, you know, they were sitting there going, you know, you're a savage, but like, you know, we'll let you know if we need you type thing. But I think they knew that I said earlier in the year, and they said, look, you know, let's just have a bit of a break. So they were obviously respecting that. So good on them for that, even though I kept reminding them every day. I'm like, oh no, I'm being serious, let me know. But yeah, they were sticking to their guns, obviously, I guess thinking they're looking after me. So you got to give them respect for that. But I did want to save the day. But it wasn't me, it was Alex Pereira and Yuri.
Alexander, man, I love you. I think since your first Islam fight, when you actually won that fight, I know it was in Dubai and it was really messed up, but you won that fight. Ever since then, man, and even before then, you know, you are the GOAT. You are such a dog. But man, coming off of short notice, fighting Islam, getting knocked out in the first round, and then literally pretty short turnaround time, going to go fight the killer Ilia Topuria, the freaking Velociraptor, and then you get knocked out in the second round. You need to take a break. Think about like the wars with Max Holloway and things like that. Like your brain, yeah, you're Rodriguez, you know, Ryan Ortega. Like you've been hit, Alexander. You've never been like dazed or anything before the Islam knockout, but you've been hit quite a bit. You're 36 years old. You're getting older in your career. You've been knocked out twice, man. Take a break. Do what Israel Adesanya did. Take some time off, heal that brain, and kind of restart. I think it's a little hard when you're in the best in the world to get knocked out. Oh, it's a fluke because I had a 2-week short notice and it's Islam Makhachev. I'm going up a weight class. Now I'm going back down, quick turnaround time. I'm going to fight Ilia Topuria. Yeah, he's knocked out every single one in the division. It doesn't seem like there's a harder hitter in the division, but you know what? I got it. He's well-rounded. I'm the GOAT. Gets knocked out again. I think he was trying to prove to the world that it was just a fluke, but then he got knocked out. So I think in Alexander's head, he's like, hey, one was me coming off the couch. The other one was too short of a turnaround time. Like, look, now I have a full 4 months of resting and a fight camp all combined, and I can fight. But you know, guys, the other way to look at that too, if you've never been into a fight or if you've never been rocked or knocked out, I can definitely say from experience in the amateur boxing ring sparring, I've been rocked before. I had broken my wrist and my friend had Golden Gloves training. I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and I'll spar with you, get some work. I can't use my right arm right now, so I'll just do my jab hand, you know what I mean? I'll try to parry, block, you know, slip counter, but I'll just give you good work. And so we're going, and he's kind of hitting me hard. I'm trying to throw some hard hooks, and he just does an overhand right over the top. This wrist is broken, so I'm not using it to parry or anything, so it's down, and I just get freaking flush hit in the face. I remember it sounded like a brick hitting a brick. And I saw stars. I didn't knock out, but I was like, and then I came to, and you know, I got back into the fight, but those couple of, you don't know how long that time elapsed, and thank you God, it just must have been a nanosecond in real life, because I was still, you know, I came to it, went black, and then I'm fighting, and I'm telling you, after that sparring session, I was in fight camp. At this time, I had broken my wrist, so my goal was to keep training, staying in the gym, so my wrist healed, I go and fight. Basically 2 weeks after, that was kind of my plan. I remember calling my wife and saying, babe, I don't think fighting's for me. I just got the crap beat out of me. This is terrible. Even though I had sparred like 100 times before that. And Taylor's like, you know, it's okay, babe. You're going to be fine. You know, you got this. And just had a broken wrist. Well, I went and looked at the footage too. And I kind of gave the guy the work most of the time. And I ended up, I think in my head, even with the broken wrist, winning that sparring session. I just got dazed really hard. What I'm trying to say, if you're not a fighter, getting punched hard changes you. Whether you get rocked or knocked out, I'm really assuming getting knocked out super changes you. Almost every person I know a guy kickboxing, went and he fought a teenage girl, got head kick, knocked out, quit fighting. He was an inmate. He's a felon, you know what I mean? Tough guy, swole, 14-year-old girl head kicked him, knocked him out. One of my best friends, Muay Thai, I know he got head kicked, knocked out. He kind of slowed down training, but now my brother, I think he's back in there training super, super hard again, but it took some time off. That's the point I'm trying to illustrate. This picture is, you know, and I know other people in my gym that have been hit, you know, with the body shot really hard, have been knocked out. They don't come back and fight. So these aren't on the professional level, I know that, but just so you know what happens to someone when you get hit that hard, it changes you, man. So I don't know what it's like getting knocked out when you're literally Alexander Volkanovski, P for P, pound for pound, #1, top of the world. I don't know what it does to you. Obviously, I know his mindset is unbreakable, as you can see, but at the end of the day, it does something. If you've ever been knocked out before or been wrong, drop your comments down below. How did that affect you? I'd love to hear from that, guys. If you have appreciation for the time I take to go through YouTube and social media, grab these clips so you don't have to. I hate social media as well. I don't post on my Instagram or Facebook or scroll. But if you appreciate me grabbing these clips and doing it for you, give me a like and subscribe. I would absolutely love it. Or a dislike if you want to. It still helps me out. If you agree with anything I've said or disagree with anything I said, drop your comments down below. I read everything. And I love the community y'all are building in the comment sections. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.